Hi folks, welcome back to GP Reactions. My name is Gail and this is my channel. I've been away for about a month, so I'm really looking forward to getting on with some reactions tonight. And yeah, I've had a cold for about, for about 4 weeks, and man, it's although I felt very nostalgic about it, it's now the novelty kind of wore off after about 2 days, and yeah, it just kind of lingered for about 4 weeks. So I'm kind of glad that I'm getting back to proper health now. So this one is new to me. Now, I got a feeling that I've reacted to this band before. It's the Pixies, and I'm sure I reacted to a track called Valoria or something like that. I can't remember if that was the name of the track or the name of the album. Anyway, this is a track called Motorway to Roswell, just to continue with the Halloween theme. And you know, if you kind of watch television around this time of year, the many channels do start to kind of feature lots of UFO themed documentaries and stuff like that, investigations, and it's all kind of very interesting, very exciting, and it's another strand to the whole Halloween esque um, I suppose eclectic umbrella. So it's all good, and I'm sure that the last track I reacted to by the Pixies was also about mythical beings from other dimensions coming out of, I think it was Mount Shasta. I'm pretty sure it was them. So this one seems to be in the same vein, and this was taken from a 1991 album called Trompe le Monde. I think I pronounced that right. Track 14 on that album. So, Motorway to Roswell was written by Black Francis, who is also the vocalist and guitarist. You have Kim, is it Kim Deal? Bass and vocals, sorry. I scribbled these names down at last minute. David Lovering on drums and Joey Santiago on lead guitar as well. So, I'm really looking forward to this. I've chosen to do a live version. Hopefully this will be something close to the original studio version. But it'd be really interesting to see these people performing as well. So without further ado, this is a Pixies Motorway to Roswell. I am very intrigued. Loving his guitaring.
Last night he could not make it.
Very kind of melancholy.
Last night he could not make it. He tried hard but he could not make it. Last night he could not make
No, I'm so liking the vibe of this song. I'm just trying to figure out the lyrics. My interpretation so far is that last night you couldn't make it. So we're talking from the perspective of maybe a extraterrestrial, and it sounds like he's going on holiday, but he doesn't get to his destination. He's looking for a star to have a holiday on in, and ends up on Earth. Um, and it's quite amusing so far. So Um, yeah, so it sounds like he crashed on Earth, and that's where things start to get a little frustrated for him. Um, yeah, it's really sort of quirky twist on the perspective of being the little alien, um, packing his little bags and going on holiday, and then everything turns crazy. I can imagine it'd be like the extraterrestrial version of National Lampoon's Vacation, um, maybe a little darker. But I love the frustration in his voice and those melancholy guitars. Yeah, it's really, really cool.
On a holiday, so many miles, looking for a place to stay. There's a friendly star. He always moves, and now we wonder where we are. How could this so great turn so shit? Being lit up in army crates and photographs in files. His tiny moves, sparkling secrets with us. Last night he could not make it. He tried hard, but he could not make it.
She's singing.
Last night he could not make it. He tried hard, but he could not make it. He started heading for the motorway. Then he came right down. He started heading for the motorway. Then he came right down. He started heading for the motorway. Then he came right down. He started heading for the
So there you go. That was Pixies' Motorway to Roswell, and absolutely loved the vocals at the end. Um, yeah, especially the bit of backing vocals by Kim Deal. Um, yeah, that was really fabulous. And there's something about this band actually I find very attractive. I've only heard these two tracks, but there's something really alluring to their sound. I can't quite put my finger on it, whether it's just the combination of guitars, whether it's very subtle backing vocals. Um, his voice, it's got such a um, clear way of telling a story. No, that doesn't come out right. No, but what I mean is when he is singing, it's very clear, and they're so far the two songs I've heard, they seem to have very clear stories, but it's very easy to kind of hear what he's singing, but it's not so it's not so that you can't hear all the other instruments as well. So that's a big plus when I listen to anything that I can actually hear what the song's about, because if not, then you kind of just lose that three-dimensional I don't know, feeling of a song if you can only hear the instruments, or you can only or the vocals are too dominant. It's but this just kind of has a lovely organic balance to it. I really really enjoyed it, and I just love the idea that this extraterrestrial has gone on holiday, and it's like he's just ended up in the wrong place, and his ship's broken down or crashed. He's been kidnapped and put in a crate, um, and he's got his photographs have been like kept on file. Uh, and said, how could this so great turn so shitty? I love that line because it's like uh, we've all been on the odd holiday that we thought, how could such a great idea turn to crap, and turn shitty. And it's just really really funny. I just love the premise of this song. Um, and I really enjoy quirky songs that uh, their base it's kind of their foundations are in um, in our world, but they're singing about otherworldly things. Just different perspectives. I love things like that because you watch movies, and you see things from the perspective of the victors, the eventual victors, the those that are the good guys, maybe, and you never see it from the villain's perspective or from the perspective of the um, other peripheral characters that have to endure maybe the effects of your actions. And we always kind of celebrate the outcome, but we never kind of think about those that are affected along the way. And, for sure, we've all heard about Roswell, we've all heard about the crashed spacecraft, allegedly, and we've all heard about the um, potential, perhaps, beings that were pulled from the craft. So, if it was real, if it really happened, then you've got to look at it from the perspective of those poor extraterrestrials that they ended up totaling their spacecraft, and they probably only just passed their lessons a few weeks before. So yeah, it was a cool song, and I just loved the vibe of the actual music too. So and it was really good that they managed to kind of capture moods as well in this. It it kind of felt like it was on a real sort of downer, but the guitars had such a lovely sound to them that it was very lament. It was a lament to the downed spacecraft. And that was really, really cool that they created that effect with guitars. I loved that. Anyway, folks, actually, before I go, let's have a quick look, see if there's any cool comments on this. What do we got? 71 comments. One of my favourite Pixie songs ever. Um, a song in Manchester. And by the way, this was from Live at Brixton 1991. Yeah, absolutely fantastic, mind blowing. Where um, Black Francis draws inspiration from. Many of his songs are about the environment and how humans are destroying the world. Many are biblical stories. This is about an alien. Hell, he wrote, "Where is my mind?" Because a fish was following him when he was swimming. Yeah, it's genius. I think sometimes we see the world in. Yeah, we see the world as we don't see the perspectives, all the different perspectives in the world. Because I think we are so preoccupied with um, day-to-day life. Our lives are so because we get to the point where we need more than just a roof above our heads. This is getting deep on that. I think we get to a point because we need more than just a roof above our heads, food in our bellies, heat and warmth and shelter and all that kind of stuff. We we kind of now we went beyond that point thousands, hundreds of thousands of years ago, and we're now at a point where we need um we need to kind of create external um stimuli. So we create a very complicated environment where our senses are filled up with things, um and quite often we never take time out to look at the small tiny detail of the world around us, and try and understand things from their perspectives. I like to think that I am, maybe in tune with Francis on this. I think when we look at life from different angles, we it's actually quite amusing sometimes, quite funny, but very sweet and very interesting. But like I said, our minds, our ears, our eyes, um, everything is just preoccupied now. To top it off, we now have social media, so um, it fills up our senses. But yeah, this band it really ticks as twice it's ticked a box with me. I'm sure it's called Valoria. I love that track anyway, and this one is definitely as good. Very very entertaining. Very interested, and I'll definitely come back to these more. So my final question is to all you wonderful folk out there is yeah, please suggest another Pixies track to listen to, and uh, anything will do. I am open to suggestions on this one. And bloody hell, hopefully I'll be able to actually get round to doing some of these suggestions in full. And because I feel I love every single one of you and I don't want to let anybody down. And I really want to do my best to bring music to you. I don't really kind of see myself as massively entertaining. I have little stories, but I really, really love music and I am trying to learn little bits that I can from listening to stuff. Of how to, maybe describe how it makes me feel. But more than that, I just love new music, and this was how I was when I was younger, and life was simpler, and I could just spend all the evening on a Sunday night glued to Annie Nightingale, John Peel, then switching over to our local radio, Beacon Radio, and there was other radio as well, which play really exotic music and remixes and stuff I'd never heard, but the kind of music that just takes you places. So listening to stuff like this is absolutely fantastic, and hopefully I'll keep it up. Occasionally I'm very tempted to revisit some older tracks, but there has to be merit to that, and there has to be a good reason for me to do that. But I do love new music because it just makes me feel so much more alive. So please, please, please join me in the comments below and have yourself a super duper califragilistic Borussia Mönchengladbach of a week.